So let's look at a 5-mark sum, exercise 3.13, the second sum, first part. You have to find out A and B given that this polynomial here is a perfect square, right? So perfect square na enna artham? The remainder is going to be 0, okay? So normal, however, how we have worked in the previous sums to find the square root, let's proceed in exactly the same way. So remember how we used to do, right? We will first take the first term and try to find the square root of it. So 4x power 4 or the square root is going to be 2x squared. So I am going to put 2x squared on the quotient as well as over here, right? Now we have to multiply these two terms. So 2x squared into 2x squared is going to give me 4x power 4, which when I subtract will give me 0. So I bring down the next two terms. Normally appadi pannuvomo, square root kandupidikka we proceed in exactly the same way. 37x squared, right? Next what we do is we multiply whatever we have in the quotient in that point in time by 2. So 2x squared into 2 is going to give me 4x squared. Next I will divide this term with this term here. So minus 12x cubed divided by 4x squared is going to be, so 4 3s are 12 and x squared gets cancelled here with x cubed and what remains is x. So you get minus 3x. So 4x squared minus 3x. So quotiently we will add that 3x. Okay. So next we have to multiply this entire term, right? Expression that we have here with whatever we have added newly on the quotient. So 4x squared minus 3x into minus 3x is going to give me 12x cubed plus 9x squared, right? So now as always we have to subtract it, right? So I'm sorry, it's a minus 12 here. 4x squared into minus 3x is minus 12x squared, right? So when we subtract it, we will be changing the sign. So this, right? So this becomes 0 and this becomes 27 minus 9 is 37 minus 9 is plus 28x squared. Now let's bring down the next two terms. Plus ax plus b. In the a and b we have to find out, right? So what is the next step? We will multiply whatever we have in the quotient here at that point in time, the entire expression by 2. Yeah. So 2x squared minus 3x into 2 is going to be 4x squared minus 6x, right? And the next step is to divide 28x squared and 4x squared. So this would give us 7, right? So x squared gets cancelled. So I'm going to put plus 7 on the quotient and here also plus 7. So we will multiply this entire term here with the newly added term in this entire expression, with the newly added term in the quotient. So 4x squared into 7 is going to give me plus 28x squared. Minus 6x into 7 is going to give me minus 42x. And plus 7 into plus 7 is plus 49. So usually we will subtract, right? So let's change the sign. So this becomes minus, this becomes plus, this becomes minus. Another thing you have to notice is in the sum they have given that this is a perfect square. This expression here is a perfect square, which means that obviously your remainder is going to be 0. So inga obviously 28 minus 28 will give me 0. So ingiyum 0 varanonna, that is plus a plus 42 pannumbodhu I must get 0 na, then obviously this should be a minus 42. So minus 42x plus 42x only will give me a 0. Adhe mari in the b in term enava irukano, it should be plus 49 because plus 49 minus 49 is what will give me 0. So my quotient becomes 2x squared minus 3x plus 7, and a is equal to minus 42 and b is equal to plus 49. So this is your answer. Same way as you find the square root, we proceed in exactly the same way, and in the end, to make the remainder 0, we will have to substitute for the appropriate values of a and b. Avladhan. Cheriya, there is another out of book question which I'll do next, which is similar to this, which was asked in one of the question papers. Okay, so you also have a look at that, and if you still have any doubts, probably you can do the second sum, third sum, that is second sum, second subdivision and third subdivision also. They're all similar to this. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please get back.